Keene State baseball is in full swing. However, the start of the new season is bringing back an old feature. For the first time in 10 years, the baseball program will be experimenting with a junior varsity and varsity team. In years past, the program has had to cut many players with strong talent because a varsity roster can only hold so many people. The addition of the JV team gives younger players time to develop and play in real games instead of sitting on the bench at the varsity level. Head coach of the JV team says the purpose of the team is all about developing the program down the road.
By having two teams now, we can keep a lot of those kids, anywhere between 10 to 15 more kids that would probably help us out, hopefully down the road.
Joining Pelkey on the JV coaching staff are fellow Keene State baseball alumni Kyle Morrill and Tim Thiesing. Although the program now has the JV and varsity teams, players are not stuck to the team they started with. Players will have opportunity to swing between the two if there are injuries or if they are playing well. Veteran players say this is a great opportunity for young players wanting to move up.
My advice to players on the JV is to take it serious and act like it's a varsity game, because one day they're going to be playing varsity helping this program win.
Other baseball programs in the Little East Conference that have JV programs include Eastern Connecticut State University, Franklin Pierce, and the University of Southern Maine. The JV team will be facing off with prep schools Bridgeton Academy and Cushing Academy as well. So far, the varsity team are the only ones who have started playing this season. The Owls recently wrapped up their opening weekend in Long Island, New York, going 1-4. This week, the varsity team is preparing for their spring break trip down to Leesburg, Florida, where they will play 11 games in 8 days. When the varsity team returns home from Florida, they'll host their season opener March 24th against Daniel Webster College. As for JV, they begin their season in early April. Jenn Zinka, KSC TV. Keene Ice is an organization created 2 years ago that set out to answer the community's cry for a new ice facility. Keene Ice hired Terry McLaughlin to conduct a feasibility study on the possibility of building a year-round ice facility at 350 Marlborough Street in Keene.
It's going to be a huge draw to, when people come to this rink, they also come downtown, they see our beautiful downtown core, they shop in our stores, and eat in our restaurants, and if they're coming to a tournament, they do overnight at hotels. So, who gets to the benefits are to the city of Keene.
McLaughlin and Keene Ice presented these results to the City Council of Finance and Planning at the meeting on October 11th. With the project having an estimated cost of $4 million, it is crucial that the city is behind the organization. More than 150 people were present at the meeting to show their support. One person in particular was Keene State men's hockey club coach Bobby Rodrigue to speak on behalf of his team. The team normally plays at Cheshire Fairgrounds Ice Arena. However, it is not yet cold enough for the team to play on their ice. Meanwhile, the team is forced to practice elsewhere at distances over 40 minutes away. Junior goalie for the team, Aaron Testes, says making the trips has been difficult.
It can affect us definitely academically, which is one. We're always tired for classes in the morning, or you're trying to finish that last second homework. And then financially, it's taking a toll as well, because we are paying for our own gas money, and we already are paying a ton of money to be on the team and be a part of this great program.
After hearing the positive results of the feasibility study and seeing the support of the community, City Council is on board with the project. Keene Ice President Jason Smart says the meeting was a giant step for the organization.
With that, the outcome of that meeting is the members of the Finance Committee seemed to be right on board with it. The mayor of the city stood up and said, "We need this facility. We need to make this happen." Those are key statements in this project.
For now, Keene Ice has plans to fundraise so they can turn this building into a brand new year-round ice facility. Jenn Zinka, KSC TV. In years past, the class registration policy has always been seniors first, juniors second, sophomores third, and finally freshmen last. However, the new policy lets freshmen enroll first, followed by seniors, juniors, and sophomores last. The new policy was put into action by Keene State College Registrar Tom Richard, who has been with the college for 33 years. Richard says that before the change, about a quarter of all 100 and 200 level courses were taken up by upperclassmen before freshman and sophomore students started enrollment. That meant first-year students could not get into entry-level classes that they must take before moving on to other classes. Although freshmen may be pleased with the new policy that puts them first, it's causing some upperclassmen to panic. Current sophomore Casey Murphy says she feels uneasy about the change.
It just makes me a little nervous. Being a sophomore, I'm going into my junior year, which is when I should be declaring a major, and it's hard enough to get into the classes that I need to as it is.
Junior Michaela Harding says she is concerned too.
I don't think it's fair that freshmen are going to have the choice to pick first, because half of them don't even know their major yet. So it's crazy for me to think that they should have first choice of these electives when, as seniors, we all know what we're doing and we know the classes that we need to choose.
Richard says he understands those concerns. However, he says upperclassmen are not getting last pick.
They feel they're at the end, but they're really not. They're still registering before all of the incoming students for next fall and all of the new transfer students. So they're really not last. They're the class before last. Now, I don't know how comforting that will be to them, but sometimes you don't think of it that way. You get stuck on last.
Any students seeking help in registering for courses can come to the Academic and Career Advising Center, Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Jenn Zinka, KSE TV.